Hey up folks, good morning, welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be talking about handguards. Now then, why are handguards important, particularly on a bike like this, an adventure bike? Well, in the past I've always ridden full dress Tourers, and what you tend to find with those is that the handlebars are obviously set forward of the main fairing, and you get some protection from that fairing, and you may well get some protection from the mirrors depending on how they are mounted. However, not the case on this style of bike, where without the handguards obviously your hands are exposed to the oncoming wind and weather. So this is the Honda Crosstourer VFR 1200X, this fantastic bike, but it doesn't come with fantastic handguards. So let me show you what you get. Certainly as standard with the Highlander model like this, you get these here handguards, which are not going to win any Queen's Award for industry, certainly in terms of the size and their effectiveness. So what I found with these original handguards is that they offer very little by way of wind protection for your hands, particularly when it's cold. So what you actually need is something a little bit more substantial, a little bit wider. Now, first mistake I made, and you'll see in another video that I make reference to this, is I bought these here handguards from a company called GP, Golf Papa, letters GP, on eBay, and they were listed as fitting this bike, specifically the Honda VFR 1200X Crosstourer, and they don't. And if you look back a couple of videos, you'll see where I've had to adopt these handguards, or rather adapt them, to be able to fit the mounting positions on the Crosstourer. Now, it worked okay, and I would have been quite happy with that. I would have settled for that, but for the fact that both handguards developed cracks. Now, I'm not talking about anywhere near where I've adapted them here, where I've drilled them. I'm talking about cracks in the main body of the handguard there. And I believe the reason for that is they're not made of normal ABS plastic. If you have a look there, you'll see there's quite a rough interior, and they're actually made of something called GRP, glass reinforced plastic, and as a consequence of that, the actual structure appears to be slightly more brittle, and so this has developed a hairline crack, and it's only going to get worse over time. Now, so I wasn't particularly happy with that. I wasn't overly enamoured with these in the first instance, but certainly not once they've developed faults in the structure. So these had to go, and what I ended up fitting, because I've seen them on a couple of bikes, is the Powerbronze Honda Crosstourer specific handguards, which I'm sure you can see there are a lot bigger, a lot better in my view, and they're quite straightforward to fit, but there's a couple of issues you need to know about. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how these fit, and hopefully it'll be of some interest to you. Alright, so let's crack on, eh? Alright folks, so here we are on the bike seat as a bit of a backdrop. So what you get in the kit, in this Powerbronze handguard kit for the Crosstourer, is obviously, it's all of this times 2. So what we've got here is the left hand handguard, and what comes in the kit is the handguard itself, this hex bolt, which has a 4mm hex head, and it looks like a 30mm shaft. So for that you'll need a 4mm Allen key or hex key. You also get this rubber grommet, and you get this steel sleeve. Now then, what you've got to remember is that's for this fixing point here, which goes to the mounting point near to the clutch reservoir. This mounting point here, this is going to be whatever's currently on your bike, but what you will need, because of the size of this hole here, is you'll need a fair size washer. So you'll need a washer big enough to cover that. So it depends what sort of arrangement you've got on your own bike, but what you basically should have is a bolt and a washer that goes into the inside of the handlebar itself, where there's one of those expanding bolts that when you tighten up your bolt here, that expands and locks the whole thing in position. So what you don't get in the kit is anything to attend to this here end of business. Okay, so make sure that what you've got to secure your bar end to the handlebar has got a washer on it that's big enough to capture that diameter there. Okay, so I had to buy this here stainless steel washer separately because this anodized red one that I've got, this countersink one, isn't quite wide enough. So anyway, that's that. So what you will need then is one of these 4mm hex bolt, hex key even for the 4mm hex bolt there. Okay, so what you need to do then, it's in the instructions, but it's very straightforward. First thing to go in is this here grommet, right? Okay, you might want to put a bit of washing up liquid or something on there just to manhandle it in, but it does go in with a bit of persuasion. You see there's a groove there that enables it to sandwich itself into that hole. So if you just make sure it's nice and snug there, turn her over, make sure we've gone all the way through and that the flange on either side of the grommet's in place, as you can see there. And then what you need to do is put the metal sleeve in the middle. Just give it a push, and that's going to take that Allen bolt or hex bolt, depending on what you call them in your neck of the woods. So okay, do it in that order. Don't try and put the metal sleeve into the rubber first and then try and get the rubber in to the hole in the handguard, because you won't be able to, trust me. I tried it that way, don't work. Okay, so that's nice and snug in place. So we've got this first mounting point there. Right, okay then, so just let's attend to this end of business first, this first mounting point. Attached to your clutch lever, or if you're on the other side, obviously your brake lever. This doesn't apply, of course, if you've got the DCT model, but there will be some sort of plastic assembly in this location that's actually there to accept the mounting point of the handguard. So as you can see, there's the threaded recess in that assembly there. This is the supplied 30mm 4mm head hex bolt, and it's just a matter of offering up that grommet assembly that we made earlier there up to the hole. Just get it going with your fingers, thus. Okay, now don't tighten it up all the way just yet, because you're going to need a bit of movement around the bar end to get the rest done. So we'll just get that just a few turns in there and let that hang there. That's fine. So we'll attend to other end of business now. Okay, so now we're at the bar end of business, and really worth having a look now as to how your bar end actually secures into the handlebar. Basically, there's the bar end with this metal turning here, and also you get this conical shaped nut which has this spring assembly, for want of a better term, attached to it. And basically how it works is that piece slots into the bar end, the whole assembly, it slots into there, and then when you tighten the bolt up, obviously this expands and locks the bar end in place. So what we need to do first of all is insert that assembly into the handlebar, and then we're going to attach to the outside of here the handguard itself. So one other thing that is supplied in the kit from Powerbronze is this rubber washer here, and from what I can gather from the fairly vague instructions and pictures, that's meant to pop in there just to act as a cushion and a spacer of some description, I would guess. So then if you just offer up the lug on the handguard there, and whatever bolt arrangement you've got, feel free to use. Obviously what I've got here is a countersunk M8 bolt, and the only reason for that is that I have these red anodized countersunk washers which just about match the bike. That's the only reason for that. It's purely an aesthetic thing. And also a bigger stainless steel washer underneath. This is an M10 washer, and that's to ensure that we can cover all of this hole here on the lug. So we'll just pop that in there and tighten it up by hand to start with, till we can feel it bite, which it has. So try and keep the whole thing concentric and central, and keep that rubber washer in place there, and nip it up. And thus. And tighten it reasonably firmly to the point where you're absolutely confident there'll be no excess movement in the hand grip, which there isn't. And all we need to do now is just nip up the bolt that I showed you earlier on the other side here. Just tighten that up and we're done. So that's it. That's how you fit the Powerbronze handguards to the Honda VFR 1200X Crosstourer, and I'd highly recommend these. Are the best I've come across. £70 I think. I'll put a link in the description. So hope that was of some use, and I'll speak to you again soon. So ride safe and be kind.